These were a group of living toy soldiers, and they were fighting against a professional assassin. The assassin was 1,000 times their size, yet he was completely overwhelmed. His name was Renshaw. During one mission, he assassinated a toy company CEO named Morris and casually took one item from the scene. Exhausted, he returned home. He placed a music box into his trophy cabinet, which was already filled with souvenirs from past kills. It was clear he had never failed a mission. Renshaw sank into the couch and quickly drifted off to sleep. Suddenly, a loud doorbell jolted him awake. He opened the door, but no one was there. Only a package sat on the ground. He brought the package inside and placed it on the table. It had his name and address, along with a creepy cartoon face on it. Out of habit, he carefully opened it. Inside were tiny toy soldiers, neatly arranged in a G.I. Joe-style footlocker. They looked ordinary, so he didn't think much of it and walked away. But then a noise came from the kitchen. The storage box had fallen, and the toy soldiers scattered across the floor. Renshaw cautiously checked around, but saw nothing strange. When he looked back at the box, the soldiers had mysteriously disappeared. He felt something was off. Suddenly, the curtain in the distance twitched. He rushed over to check, but found nothing. Then, the desk lamp flickered out. He bent down and saw the wire had been cut. Another lamp shut off. As he moved to inspect, something stabbed his foot. He pulled it out. It was a toy-sized bayonet with a sharp blade. As he bent down again, he came under surprise attack. A miniature rocket struck his knee. Luckily, Renshaw reacted fast and dodged the incoming fire. He ran into the bathroom and used a mirror to spy on the living room. More gunfire erupted. Light bulbs shattered everywhere. Another rocket blasted a lamp to pieces. Renshaw was furious. Then, one more mini-rocket blew up the mirror. Glass shards pierced deep into his skin. He had had enough. He grabbed a handgun from under the bed and charged into the living room, dodging another rocket that slammed into the wall. Calmly, he stepped into the kitchen, pulled out a machine gun, and unleashed bullets all over the couch. He ripped off the couch cushions and fired again. But when he looked under the couch, he saw something shocking. It was the same toy soldiers from the box, and they were regrouping, ready to launch another attack. One toy soldier was ready to attack again. Renshaw crushed him with one stomp. Another soldier tried to run but didn't make it either. The remaining soldiers started to fight back. Renshaw shot them down in seconds. Just then, 3 hidden helicopters slowly flew out from under the table. They locked onto Renshaw and launched an airstrike. After a round of heavy fire, they charged straight at him. One hit knocked the pistol out of his hand. He quickly picked it up and managed to shoot down one of them. Wounded and out of options, Renshaw rushed into the bathroom. He patched up his wound as fast as he could. Suddenly, the bathroom door exploded with a loud bang. A helicopter flew through the hole. Renshaw grabbed a towel, wrapped the chopper in it, smashed it on the floor and stomped it into pieces. But then, a rocket blasted into the bathroom. Renshaw raised his gun and shot at the last chopper. It swerved and flew away. Seeing the toy soldiers still moving inside the towel, Dawson dumped the whole thing into the toilet. He shoved the towel into the broken door to block it. The soldiers in the toilet were still twitching, so he tossed in an electric hairdryer. Once he was sure they were dead, he sat down, completely freaked out. He grabbed a can of bug spray and shoved it in his pocket. At that moment, a piece of paper slid in from under the door, demanding his surrender, but he refused. Renshaw wrote "Screw you" on it and shoved it right back. Then he pulled the towel away from the door. The toy soldiers fired a cannon shot. The bathroom door exploded into pieces. Renshaw quickly escaped out the window. He carefully made his way to another room, but the helicopters were back. One missile hit his head. Injured again, Renshaw fired back immediately. His bullet hit the target, and the helicopter crashed. He crawled into another room where the toy soldiers were encouraging each other. Seeing a fire extinguisher and a toy duck gave him an idea. He used the duck's sound to lure the soldiers toward the pool. As they approached, Renshaw circled behind them. He sprayed the extinguisher, blinding the soldiers with the thick smoke. But another group of toy soldiers jumped into an armored vehicle. They charged at Renshaw with full force. While under heavy attack, Renshaw lit the bug spray with a lighter. A wall of fire shot out, burning the soldiers and the entire vehicle to ashes. Renshaw lit the bug spray again. 3 toy soldiers were instantly burned under the scorching flames. The fire extinguisher smoke blinded the artillery unit. Renshaw took the chance and smashed them with the box. After a fierce battle, he finally wiped out all the toy soldiers. He double-checked their numbers. Once confirmed, he destroyed every last one of them. Renshaw let out a long sigh of relief. With his body covered in wounds, he dragged himself into the pool to relax. Suddenly, his wrist got slashed. He quickly climbed out of the water. Looking down, he saw a deep cut across his wrist. In severe pain, he wrapped up the wound the best he could. Then he decided to head to the hospital. But as soon as he entered the elevator, he heard strange noises from above. The elevator jolted, then went dark. In the pitch-black cabin, a swift shadow dropped down from the ceiling. Renshaw felt a sharp pain as something sliced his foot. Through the flickering lights, he saw his attacker. It was a Rambo-like soldier. Rambo climbed out through the hatch on top of the elevator. Renshaw gritted his teeth and followed him up, but Rambo attacked again. Renshaw's foot got badly injured. Rambo stood above him, sharpening his knife, staring coldly at Renshaw like a predator. Just then, another elevator started coming down. Renshaw seized the moment, rolled onto its roof, and jumped into the cabin. By now, Renshaw was completely exhausted. With multiple wounds, he couldn't even move. Suddenly, Rambo appeared again. He drove a dagger straight into Renshaw's chest. Renshaw pushed him away with all his remaining strength. Barely conscious, he collapsed as the elevator doors opened. Rambo thought he was done. He slowly stepped toward Renshaw, gun in hand. But right before he could shoot, Renshaw slapped him to the ground. He shoved him toward the elevator entrance. As the doors began to close, Rambo tried with all his might to stop them, but the power of the elevator was too much. The doors slammed shut, crushing Rambo instantly. Renshaw thought he was finally safe, but when he opened Rambo's backpack, he discovered a miniature nuclear bomb had already been activated. The countdown hit 0. A massive explosion turned the entire elevator and Renshaw into ashes. What Renshaw didn't know was that a label on the back of the toy box read, "Special Commando Set, includes nuclear bomb." Meanwhile, a fairy figurine nearby began to spin slowly on its own, hinting that something supernatural was not over yet.